was definitely a scary day.
And I was just thinking too, like, what would I tell your family? Hey, I was her potential, and I thought I had to come to Kruger. What is up? What is up, guys? It is the Three Strands podcast. I am one of your hosts, your co-host here at the Three Strands podcast, Anthony, and this is
Melody.
And today we have episode 10. We have episode 10.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 10.
Yeah.
We have episode 10 of the Three Strands podcast coming to you guys live. We missed last week.
Yeah.
But it's okay because we're back again this week.
Back
trying to make up for it. Trying to stay consistent. And we have the throw up story.
Dun, dun, dun.
But before we dive into that, random question of the day. And Melody's gonna be giving it to us. I'm joking.
Nah.
Go ahead.
In 3, 2, 1.
What's your deepest, darkest? I'm joking.
Yo.
If you could do any profession, like in the world of your choice, but you didn't have to worry about money, you didn't have to worry about like it affecting like your work life. Like if you just had to pick something that you could just do for the rest of your life, what would you do?
For the rest of my life.
Or just, I guess it doesn't have to be the rest of your life. Like obviously you can retire, but you know, something that, you know, let's say you're gonna, whatever you pick, this is for the next 40 years.
40, wow. I have always thought the job of a food critic was so cool. Like, they literally just get to taste food and, like, give their opinion on it.
Their harsh opinions.
Yeah. I feel like that's a job I could see myself looking forward to and enjoying for 40 years. I don't feel like I would get tired of eating.
Yeah. You gotta eat anyways. So.
Right. Trying different food and getting paid for it, whatever the pay is.
But then if the food is cheeks though, what happens?
Then we'll eat again
terrible.
We'll eat again the next round or whatever it is, or the next day. Yeah.
Do you like have a fear that like you could get sick though from all that?
No.
Nah? Alright, bet.
No, I don't. I already naturally like want to try like different foods.
But like
even if it's foods like that I'm nervous about, like eating a bug or something, like I feel like I still would be down to try it. So no.
Have you had a bug before?
I have.
Which one?
I had a grasshopper.
Was it what's it called? Was it smoked?
Or I think it was fried. Was it fried? I don't remember. Maybe it was smoked. But it was crunchy. I had a cricket. A cricket? Yeah. Oh, I think I've had a cricket too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, please subscribe. I know I'm giving nasty right now, but please subscribe. Yeah, she didn't ask me.
Oh,
but mine.
Yeah, what would you want your job to be?
I think if I can do any job, it probably would be creating content. I think just having my mind geared towards creative acts would be really dope.
For 40 years.
For 40 years, just creating. And obviously that can look like different things. It doesn't have to just be this. It could be me, you know, writing, you know, books. It could be me, like, you know, directing, it could be me acting, you know, stuff like that. I think that's what I would want to do. So subscribe so we can do that. But anyway,
Amen.
Now into the video. We kind of have an outline of how this goes to help us because it's been 3 years. Time. It's been 3 years since that story or that moment happened.
What year was that?
2021.
2021.
January 9th.
January. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. 2021.
So let's dive into it. So I'm just gonna give the context and cut me off if something comes to mind. But I'm just gonna give the context. So we met November 7th, right? If you remember from our How We Met video.
2020.
November 7th, 2020, right? We started talking basically right after that, pretty much every day, on FaceTime, text. And then we had one hangout prior to that.
Yeah.
Where we lived in 2 different cities, so we drove to meet each other in like a middle point.
It wasn't really a middle point ish.
Yeah, okay. I drove more. Yeah, but either way we just met at a middle ground. Like and then we did that I think 2 times, and eventually we did this one in January that the throw story happens.
Was it 2 times?
I feel like
it might have just been the Burlington one.
Okay. So maybe that was the second time.
Yeah, that was our second time. Well, our third time meeting.
You had already... No, you hadn't. You hadn't met my family yet.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was our third time meeting in person.
Yeah. So... Dang, that sounds insane to say. You had not met my sister?
No. I hadn't met... I mean, I guess on FaceTime.
No, you hadn't met them in person?
No.
Nah, fam.
Yeah, I hadn't.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, anyway, don't... God is good. Anyway, so... That was our second time after the first day we met. So our third time meeting in person. After the
setup of us meeting in person, this was our
third time.
Our third time. Yeah.
So we met in a city called London, Ohio. Mm-hmm. We were going to meet at the Kroger in London, and then she would hop in the car and they would just kind of drive around the city.
Yeah. Prior to this, just to add, we had done a fast. Like from each other, I think for 7 days. We fasted. Yes, we did, because it was the beginning of the year, and we decided to start it off with fasting from each other to kind of pray and seek God's face concerning our relationship.
That's true.
And if this was God's will for us or not. So yeah, so we had not spoken to each other at the time that we had met. Yeah. We had not spoken to each other for about a week.
Yeah. So that ninth was our first time seeing each other that year.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we were planning to meet at the Kroger. Now, I'm excited. Prior to this, in my heart, I felt like the Lord was telling me that this was the woman for me and that I loved her. And I had reached out to my mentor. I was like, I think I love her. He replied back, "Oh my God." And I was scared because I was like, why you do that to me? But I was just I didn't want to express such a thing. And, I felt like she liked me. So obviously it wouldn't, I didn't expect it to be met with some negative emotions. And so I didn't want to just express it and get to a place where we're now just the relationship is moving very quickly just because I've started this domino effect. So I wanted to make sure that this was actually something that I feel like God was calling me to, or if I should just stop it now before I, put my heart in more jeopardy.
Yeah. And I already felt sure of him, which was also surprising for me, because I previously was a kind of person that I'm more indecisive. I'm more am I ready? This and that. But with him, I felt a lot of confidence. Yes, this is the person that I'm meant to marry. And I felt he was holding back, but I didn't understand that from his perspective. He just wanted to be sure that he was he wanted to be sure in the decision that he was making.
Yeah.
So I feel during the fast, my prayer was for him to get the confirmation that was needed, that if I was the one for him or not, so that we didn't continue to, like, you know, keep this going and it's not God's will. So that was my prayer throughout the fast. Lord, just give him the confirmation, speak to him, continue to confirm to me as well, so that I know I'm going into this in confidence, but give him the confirmation that he needs.
Yep. I knew. She was paranoid that I didn't know, but I knew. I just was trying to be diligent with our hearts. Yeah. But anyway, so I remember that day I was super excited, right? I know that this is a day I'm about to basically say I love you. It's a huge part in every relationship, the first day you say it. And I pull up to the Kroger. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm trying to prep myself, get myself ready. I'm about to see, you know, my soon-to-be girl. Like, I'm excited. And I'm waiting for her, and she's kind of late. Yeah. And I'm not sure why, but again, you know, this is like the beginning of the love. So, like, my patience is at all time. Like, I'm not even stressing. There's no, I got nothing. And I don't know if you called me or I called you.
Are you saying the call?
Mm-hmm.
I called you.
Okay.
But I wanted to share, like, that morning, like, how I was
leading go ahead.
So that morning, I felt, like, really excited to see him. Obviously, it had been, like, a while since we had spoken, and I was looking forward to it. But that morning, for some reason, I woke up and I was feeling really, really, like, sick. Like, my stomach was just feeling really uncomfortable. Like, I didn't know if it was the nerves or if, like, it was something that I ate. But, like, I just wasn't feeling that well. But I was like, you know, I'm fine. So I am driving and I'm on the way to the location. And I realized that, like, I am feeling, like, it's getting worse and worse. Like, the way that I'm feeling. It's getting worse. And I'm trying to, like, stay calm and, you know, just calm myself down. And then out of nowhere, like, I just felt, like, this strong urge. Like, it was like my body was convulsing as I'm driving. Like, I'm driving, I'm trying to breathe, but I'm literally like doing that, right? And I realized I need to pull over, but I'm like, you know, the fast lane on that side, and I was like, if I pull over there, that's like wild. So I go all the way to the other side, and I kind of go under, there's a bridge. So I pull over under, and before I even park, I'm already throwing up, like, as I'm driving. So I'm driving and I'm doing this and I'm just throwing up. And then I open the door and I'm throwing up, like, going crazy, just puking all over the floor. And people are just driving past me. I'm looking like, so nobody even go catch it. But this is like the year after COVID. So
yeah, people are like, it's just throwing up.
Nobody's about to stop. But yeah,
I'm doing nothing.
Literally convulsing. My body is like rejecting something. So I'm freaking out. I feel horrible. Not only that, the other end is also feeling very sick. So I'm like, yo, there's no way. I can't meet him. We can't have this meeting. It's just, I'm a whole mess. I can't. So I called you, and I don't know if you want to say.
So I'm waiting in the middle of Kroger. And I'm waiting for this babe, right? And then she calls me. Now, you know, it's the first time that you're with someone, you're trying all this, you know, different humors. You just want to get them to laugh and stuff. And so I had the phone, and I'm like, okay. So I sit down properly in the motel. This is me calling.
I called his phone.
Right. I'm sitting down properly, and I'm like, I pick up, and the first thing I say, I thought to myself, this would be funny. I go, hey.
Mind you, I'm
in the middle of her doing doing the
I'm
dances,
in
bro.
the worst state ever.
Crazy.
And I open the phone.
And that's the first thing I said.
And literally, yep, that's the first thing he said.
And bro, you don't understand. My face was like, oh, are you okay? Like, bro, I was so embarrassed.
Yeah. I was like, hey, like the lowest hey ever.
She was gracious. She like gave a smile, but you could tell there was something was wrong. But I was just like, bro, I don't even answer phone calls like this. What is hey? Like, what are you doing?
In that moment, I knew you were like really looking forward to like us.
Absolutely.
Seeing. And I feel like that was also some of the stuff that I was processing. I was like, I don't know if I should, like, I feel sick and I don't feel like going, but I can see how like much you were looking forward
really?
To, like, yeah.
Tough.
Yeah.
Imagine you're trying to say I love you and that happens.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Shout out to God. But yeah, I just remember immediately just being in a space of, you're an idiot. I can't believe you did that joke. You thought it was funny. Look at you. And us having the conversation, and I think just thought of her being like, I might go back home.
Yeah.
And her mentioning that, because I think she said she was like halfway through.
Yeah.
Or
I was
something.
like, I think I was like 20-something minutes away.
Yeah. And so I was like,
yeah.
I mean, I can come to you. Like,
yeah. You're saying you're going to come pick me up. But I was like, I'm in the middle of the road. And not only that, I am like, there's throw up all over me.
Yeah.
And I feel my stomach. I feel like sick.
Yeah. Do you know, like, have any idea what caused that?
Till this day, I have no idea. Like, I thought, so at the time, I was taking zinc, I think, because I had lost my taste and smell. I think because I had COVID. So I was taking zinc because, like, I researched it and they said that, you know, that would help, like, your body with, I don't even know. So I was taking zinc. So I was like, maybe the dosage I was taking was too high or something. And I was so confused to the point where I called, like poison control. Yeah. I called poison control and I was, like, asking them, like, is it, like, what happens when you overdose on zinc? Because I was so confused. I could not understand why my body was behaving. Because I'm not someone that easily, like, gets sick, especially, like, throwing up. Like, I can count on my hand how many times I've thrown up in my life. Like, it's not normal for me. So I was like, I must have taken something and it's causing this. But I just, till this day, and even when I called poison control, the lady said that it's unlikely that it could be zinc. She was saying, like, it might be like a bug, a stomach flu or whatever. But she was like, it's probably not the zinc. But I just was so confused.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember praying after we got off the phone. Obviously that you came, but that you got there safely. Because I think hearing someone not being able to control whether they throw up or not while driving just sounds insane.
Yeah.
Right?
It was definitely a scary day.
And I was just thinking too, like, what would I tell your family? Hey, I was her potential and I thought I had to come to Kruger. Like, what kind of story is that? Like, all her friends, like, yeah, we're just gonna meet up at a random place, bro. I sound mad. Okay,
so I don't think people could understand because we were really far from each other, so we had to meet up. Like that was,
and I think at the time
that is Kroger, but
I think at the time you're in the military, so and base didn't allow people to come in. It was
at
the
time because of COVID and stuff. I think it was restricted, like who you could bring in on base and stuff like that. So it was.
Yeah. So we had to figure out a way to meet in the middle somehow. But that was a very interesting morning.
Yeah.
Gracefully, thank God.
Yeah.
You made it to the Kroger.
Yeah, I had to go to a gas station because of how my stomach was feeling, and I destroyed the bathroom.
Boom, 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 boom. Bop, bop, bop.
My stomach was
with the drum rolls, dog. Yeah.
My stomach was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. I literally, let's just not. But like that day, I was like, there's just no way. There's no way I'm going to see him. I literally, you had already told me to come. And I was like still contemplating just turning around and driving back because I felt so disgusting. Like everything, like throw up all over me. I felt horrible. So I did not want to come. But you were like, no, it's okay. Like, then you were like, I'll buy you clothes. You were already like trying to figure out what to do. He was like, let me go into the Kroger. I'll get you like a new set of clothes. I think you went in, but you couldn't find.
Yeah, like, Kroger had bun stuff in London, bro. It was freaking terrible. They didn't have.
So we literally had to go to a boutique that sold like Ohio State stuff, and he bought me a hoodie that was $50, a hoodie and some sweatpants. Everything was like $100 and something.
Yo, I love her.
Yeah,
I love her.
I was like, it's not that.
I love her.
You don't need to do that, but because yeah, he spent that.
That boutique was expensive.
It was very expensive.
For me, at least, in the middle of COVID.
And mind you, I don't even have that hoodie anymore. $100 on clothes that I wore one time.
Bro. Sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did that, and so she came. We saw each other, and honestly, I was expecting the worst.
He cleaned my car.
I was expecting the worst.
Mind you, I did clean a little bit because I just was like, this is disgusting, and like, I don't know how. I wasn't very comfortable with you seeing it look crazy, so I did clean a little bit.
Maybe that's what it was. But I was expecting the car to be like the dashboard is covered, the steering wheel, like her clothes, but like there's not that much stuff.
It smelled. Oh.
And it didn't smell to me.
It did.
It didn't smell to me at all.
I think it must have been the love juice.
No, I legitimately did not smell anything.
I for surely smelled throw up. I smelled it on myself. I smelled it in the car. That's all I could smell.
It was so weird because I didn't smell anything. It was so confusing. But I was expecting the worst. And when I saw this, I'm like, bro, we straight. Like, there's nothing to it. So I think you also use the bathroom in Kroger.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. And then we finally, like, once you got comfortable, we then went to the boutique, like she said. Should get some clothes. Because it's a really, like, small town.
Yeah.
So, like, they didn't really have much shops. So it wasn't like we could go to, like, a Walmart or something. Mm-hmm. They didn't even have a Walmart. Yeah. We tried.
We found it after. I don't know why. For some reason, we couldn't find. Yeah, it was after when I changed, when we were driving and like looking at the city. Mm-hmm. We randomly saw a Walmart, and I was sick because he literally just spent $100 on clothes, and there was a Walmart like a few miles down.
Yeah.
I was like, and you were like, it's okay. It's like $100. We could have spent 10.
Man, don't remind me. It's crazy.
But yeah.
But we did that, and then I feel like we went to go eat.
Yeah, I think.
Probably. Did we eat?
I think.
I feel like we might have not because of how you were feeling.
Yeah, I think we went, but I only like got like solids got certain. I remember I didn't eat certain things because I didn't want to upset my stomach.
That's true.
So I don't remember what we got, but yeah, I think we did eat. But I just kind of ate like here and there, not really serious. But after that, like literally, I felt fine.
Yeah, she was good. She was comfortable.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we drove to a park, and just kind of listened to music and hung out there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, it's time.
It's time. It's time for what?
It's time for me to drop the L-bomb.
You want to share with the people how you did it? Because to this day...
And I can't wait to express your reaction. But anyway.
Mind you... Okay, let me just let you go.
We are in the car, right, listening to music. And I'm like, this is it. This is the time to say it. And so I'm like, hey, I have something to tell you.
And the way he said it,
and
it seemed like if he was about to break some news to me, like, oh, this can't work. Like, he said it in such a, like...
Listen, no, even you're thinking, right? Yeah, no, wait, they're thinking. The brother buy $100 clothes.
Babe.
He clean up truck.
Okay,
he
but
said,
like,
come,
guys could do that, and they could just
say, go away for my life.
Guys could do that, and they could just be like, you know, being nice to you, or like, you know, they're just caring.
But I drove 45 minutes to do all that.
Yeah, I don't know. The way he set it up, it sounded like you were about to be like, I don't even know. It seemed very scary. I was like, oh. Because he also like, because we both discussed like talking to mentors and talking to like our mentors about like our relationship. So I knew like that he had been discussing with his mentor about me, and I felt like maybe his mentor might have said maybe it's not a good idea, or somebody had a dream. So those are the thoughts that were going through my dream. Those are the thoughts that were going through my mind with the way that you set it up. Anyways.
Either way, she was just scared for no reason. Well, I wouldn't say no reason. I guess from your perspective, I understand. But it was just very confusing for me because I was like, everything today has shown what exactly I'm just trying to tell you. And so I was just confused as to why she was tripping. But I just was like, hey, I want to tell you something. I spoke with my mentor and I discussed this. And I feel like God's been putting this on my heart. And it's calling me to go in this direction with you. And it's okay if you don't feel the same. You don't have to feel like you have to say it. And I love you, right? Now, you know, you drop the album like that. Usually what I see on, you know, TikTok or Reels or Shorts is the babe just be like, oh my God.
That's like, you talking about like proposal.
No. People be like, oh.
Where have you seen that?
On the social media now.
Who?
I sound old when I say it like that, but the social media. And what do you mean who? I don't know the pages.
I don't know.
But either way.
Where people are recording I love you.
Okay, sorry. Either way, my point is, what I've seen, maybe it's in movies and shows and stuff, when that word is dropped, there's a lot more like, wow. Like it feels almost like a proposal when you do it, right? This girl looked at me. And goes, are you serious? I almost left the car. I had to remember it was my car. She said, Are you serious right now?
Okay.
Looked out the window and looked back at me like she was trying to leave. I was like, bro, I've done it.
Okay.
I messed up royally. And I'm not even in my city. So I have to drive 40 plus minutes to go back home. And I'm thinking the whole ride, how this babe hit me with, are you serious? Like, are you for real?
Okay. And then afterwards, you were like, it's okay, you don't have to say.
Yeah, I had to reiterate, like, you know what? Don't even hit me with the, nah. Just like another time. Like, you can text me that, like, nah, it's not going to work out. I'll be like, I got that. But yeah, she literally waited.
Let me tell you.
Hit me with the dramatics, bro.
Okay, I was.
My heart was literally on my lap.
I was overwhelmed. Okay, I didn't exactly know. I had to process my thoughts. I know I took a minute. I did take a minute to respond, but I had to process because I literally thought he was about to end it. So I was.
It didn't even start yet.
I thought
it didn't even start.
I thought you were about to say this is gonna be our last meeting. You know, I think we should go our separate ways.
This was like well into the day too.
I don't know.
This is like evening time.
So it shocked me. Like literally when those words came out of his mouth, I love you. My heart, I don't even know what happened. But I'm literally like, no, like, are you being for real? Bro. I was confused. Anyways, yes, it took me about 5 minutes to respond.
Bro, I don't know if you guys understand the emotions as a man.
Yeah, he was
I
stressed.
pulled it out there, put it in her hand self, and I said, here, take. And she just did this.
Okay, yes, I did.
Bro, you don't understand, bro.
Anyways, I did tell him afterwards that
I almost evaporated.
I told him I love you too, and yeah, I don't even remember. Do you remember what I said? I don't remember what I said.
she had finally decided to answer 10 years later and said I love you too, and was like, can I kiss you? And I was like,
this is why when people ask that question, who made the first move, this is the reason. This is it. But I felt, okay, let me explain. After leaving him hanging like that, I need to show him that, like, I felt the same way.
Are you saying pity? You know what? Thank you guys for watching.
No. It wasn't pity. I did want to express to you that I loved you in that moment. That's why I asked. But, yeah.
Nah.
What you mean, nah?
It was still traumatic.
It was.
But it was beautiful because I think I've had those moments a lot where I don't know if it's the Lord or just like, it definitely is the Lord, but I think I'm put in a situation where I have to rethink the decision. Is this what I actually want to do or not? And
you had a moment of rethinking?
And not rethinking in the sense of like, do I want to continue with this? It was like, bro, this is a beginning of you trying to gear up for a commitment. Like, do you want to do this? Because there's no room for running away at the sense of like, you know, maybe she's not going to be loyal to me, or maybe this is not something I want to do. So I better not start it by saying I love you. Let me just chill. And in that moment of her like leaving me hanging in limbo, I was just like, I actually really want her to love me back. Like, I really want her to want to be with me. And I think that was like kind of the beginning moments of me knowing that like, this is more than just like a feelings thing. Because I felt very scared, very nervous in the moment, but I still wanted to be with her. And not just for the sake of like, I'm not embarrassed anymore, but just like, actually, like, I care a lot about you. And so I think it was like God worked it out for his good in that sense of even in the midst of the worry, still reaffirming me. And I think that was dope. And we just kind of hung out a little bit, listened to more music, more lovey-dovey music.
Now we could actually like, because I think we would listen to lovey music here and there, but it was like, should we? Because there's no real love.
I didn't care. I probably should have, but I didn't care.
Yeah, in my head I was like...
She was like...
Should we listen?
You could tell she was uncomfortable and be like
yeah.
love songs would come on, but...
I don't know if you love me.
But did you know you loved me then?
I think I did. I think part of the reason why it took me a while to process it was because I was also like coming to the realization that I was in love with you.
I don't know if I accept that, but it's okay because we are married and it doesn't matter anymore. Why? I'm just butthurt. That's why.
No, I think I did. I definitely did, but I don't think I had like... Obviously, I did if I was praying to God, asking God for him to confirm to you that I was the one for you.
Yeah,
but I don't think I had like processed it.
That doesn't mean you love me though. It just means you know this is it. It might have not developed yet. Yeah, this was I think 2 months after. It
had developed for sure, but I just hadn't like actually said it to myself. I'm in love with this man. Like that had not been something that had like, you know, come into and accepted. So I think I was like coming into that realization that no, I really do love you. Like,
that's good.
But yeah, we're here today.
We are here today, so married. God is good.
Almost 1 year.
He turned that moment of silence, moment of fear, moment of worry, moment of, what can I call it? And he parted the Red Sea for me. The moment I was like, Lord, please. The Egyptians are coming, Lord, please.
Who's the Egyptian?
Fear.
Okay.
Anxiety. The other side where if you didn't say I love you back.
Oh.
It's deep of it. And so he parted it. And I run. I was on the other side.
Okay.
And she came with me. She didn't say bye. So anyway, yeah, thank you guys for listening, watching, being a part of this family community here on the Three Strands podcast. We love you guys a lot, and we hope that this story teaches, or not teaches, but just expresses the importance of trusting God. If He's called you to do something, to see it through, even if there is a little bit of fear, that you don't allow yourself to be too worried with the outcome. Because I think one thing that I know for sure is that irrespective of whether she said I love you back, I think the biggest thing is knowing that I did something that I feel God called me to do. Yeah. And not like chickened out because I was afraid to express that. So anyway.
And this is also an example of, I feel like, spiritual warfare. I feel like because some people could take that situation of feeling sick that day and feel like, oh, you know, this is a sign from God that, you know, I shouldn't pursue this relationship, or I shouldn't go after this person. And I do feel like if I had decided to go home that day, it wouldn't have, you know, come together, and I wouldn't have not only heard that He loved me, but also seen it with the way that He took care of me in that moment where I felt the way that I did. And I feel like, you know, God made that day into such a beautiful story that we can share with our kids about how, you know, despite like the situation, God allowed you to show me how much He loved me through it. But yeah, I feel like just to encourage anyone who may be feeling like they're going through warfare or like struggles with the relationship, if it's God's will, He will make even the ugly things, even the things that are uncomfortable, He will turn into something beautiful. And yeah, trust God.
Trust God. Proverbs 3:5-6. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you guys next week by God's grace. Stay blessed. We love you guys.
Bye.
Peace.